Another update has dropped in anime, Vanguards, which is update 8.5. So here it is. They've added the new Quest Vanguard unit, which is Broly, along with 3 other units, Frieza, Gogeta, and Stark. And these 4 new items are their evolution items aside from the remote that will later be used to get Broly's pelt. There are also a whole bunch of things that they've added below the list, but these are essentially just new mounts, bug fixes, and some other stuff that I'm not going to go in much detail into. I'm also thinking of doing a showcase on the other new units like Frieza and Gogeta on a separate video. Anyway, without a further ado, let's get the Vanguard Broly and showcase him. Alright, so first up, we're going to have to summon for Frieza and evolve him since he's needed for part of the evolution quest for Broly. Awesome, we got him. Now we just need to evolve him, as well as Vegeta and Gogeta, and the first part of the quest should be done. So here is his evolution requirements. Alright, I'd like to say, before I begin my process of evolving Frieza, let's do some re-rolls on my shiny Vegeta, and perhaps I'll get Monarch. Alright, we've got 425 re-rolls. Bless me good, Anime Vanguards. Oh wow, I wasn't really expecting to get it in less than 500 rerolls, so W, I guess. Now that we got Monarch on Bro, let's go ahead and do the quest for Vegeta's evolution into Broly. After a bit, I was able to evolve Vegeta in his second Evo before Broly. Now it's time to do the Frozen Volcano Dungeon for the currency and a chance to get Gogeta with only Frieza Evo equipped, which is a 20%. So after a bit, I did get enough currency for Frieza's Evo item. However, I didn't record the clips for stacking up the currency part since I don't think it's needed. So the space pod is for Frieza, and the fused jacket is for Gogeta. I bought the space pod beforehand already, so let's go and evolve Frieza now. And also, I did end up getting Ethereal on Frieza, which you guys might have noticed before. I just didn't record the rerolls for it, probably because I forgot. Nice, there we go. So here he is. Frieza is now evolved, and next up will be Gogeta, but we're gonna have to actually obtain him first. Alright, here is some clips of me doing the stages for Gogeta. And remember that in order to get him, you have to have Lord Frieza Evo equipped as the only one on your team. Nice, we got him, but we can't see Gogeta because some dude wouldn't click the card because they were AFK. So here he is. Now, we just gotta evolve him, and the first quest is done. But first, let's spin some rerolls and get Scholar on him and level him up. I don't really plan on going for anything crazy on Gogeta unless he turns out to be really good. But for now, I still gotta save my rerolls since I don't have much anyway. Great, now let's evolve him. But wait, maybe we could get at least a decent trait on him? Yeah, you know what? Let's just keep Blitz on Bro right now. I did some stat rerolls on him, so he could get full triple Z plus stats upon evolving, and we also got all the requirements to evolve him. So let's do it. Awesome. The first quest should be complete now that I evolved Vegeta, Frieza, and Gogeta. Let's see what we have to do next. Alright, so we gotta collect all 7 of the Dragon Balls from the Frozen Volcano stage and beat it 10 times. Sounds simple enough. Let's go and complete it then. So this is the last of the 10 stages I had to complete. It wasn't bad at all. Now we have to sacrifice 30 mythics or above rarity units. Seems just like the Sung Jin Woo's sacrifice quest. Yeah, I might have sacrificed more than 30 units because I wasn't keeping count. Bruh. But we got it done nonetheless. This time we have to beat Frieza boss 10 times, and it counts for 1 per stage for our 4th quest. But I think I got a way to kinda cheat this and make this process much faster. Let me show you guys. Essentially, all you have to do is beat the Frieza boss, and click on the settings gear on the bottom left of your screen, and go back to lobby, and there you should have it counted as 1 beaten. Moreover, you could also beat the boss and restart the match, which will count as a new round or stage, and wait for the boss to spawn again, which he spawns fairly quickly, and beat it again, so that it would count as your 2nd or however many times you've beaten Frieza using the process over and over while keeping track of how many you've beaten manually. That was also the last stage I had to beat, by the way. And I'm not sure if they patched this or whatever, but I personally don't think it's a bug. It's more like a shortcut to completing that quest quickly than anything else. So here is the last quest, and this should be the last one until it gives us Broly's pelt. Save Broly in the frozen volcano. That should be easy peasy once again. And here we are, almost done, baby. Awesome, we got it now. Here it is, Broly's pelt. And I must say, this Vanguard quest was very easy to do if I'm being honest. Compared to said Vanguard Sung Jin Woo, his quest is much harder even though I don't have him yet. I'm still working on trying to get him, but it takes a pretty long time. Okay, so we're running out in a lot of essence stones, so I'll be right back and get them real quick.
1 eternity later.
Good, we've got all the requirements now. Let's finally evolve my shiny Vegeta into shiny Broly.
Passed. And also don't ask me why Brachcho evolves into Broly.
Let's go. That cutscene was also pretty fire also. But now, let's go ahead and showcase the shiny Vanguard Broly. Before that, here is his model design in case you want a closer look. Looking dope as hell in shiny form. Here is his banner. Sick. Broly costs 3,000 yen to place. Okay, now that spawn animation is cool. Let's watch it again. Wow, so he just grabs the enemies and just start Hulk handling them? I'm not surprised since it's Broly after all. Anyway, this is his stats on placement with Monarch and Triple Z+. No familiar. Now, here is his second attack. Now his third. Damn, that transformation is actually fire. So on his fourth upgrade, he gains a full AoE, pretty much like Sukuna's full AoE after the first couple upgrades except for the fact that Sukuna is way cheaper than Broly, so you'll get his full AoE upgrade in no time. Next is his fourth attack move. Then his fifth. Okay, so he transforms again. That's cool. Whoa, I like that attack animation. So this is his second transformation model. Not sure if he's supposed to look like that or what, but it looks dope nonetheless. Now, let's max him out and get the final attack animation from him. Looks like this guy is doing a whole bunch of mumbo-jumbo combo, probably due to his follow-up attacks from his passives. Speaking of passives, let's check them out right now. Pause the video if you need to read. Essentially, Broly is just a crit demon, being able to stack up on crit rate 5% each wave up to 95% crit. And we're going to look at his active ability later on, which is what makes him very OP. And also, the Innocent Rage passive is the reason for his follow-up attack we saw earlier. If he doesn't land a crit, he follows up with attack 1 and gets a 50% damage buff for 60 seconds, which is very good. Not to mention, his cost reduction part of the Innocent Rage passive can make him more cheaper to upgrade, especially if you don't have Monarch on him since he is very expensive. Now, let's check out his active ability. Now this is what makes him very good. He's able to give plus 20% crit rate each wave to all units that are exclusively the Unbound element, in which the plus 20% crit rate per wave can go up to 100%, which is in 5 waves. Then, after 6 or 7 waves, the Unbound units that are equipped and placed start gaining 10% crit damage each wave that passes. And since Broly is an Unbound unit himself, he's of course receiving all these buffs as well. Okay, let's activate the ability now. Some damn domain expansion. Infinity Void going up in here. So his stats are pretty much the same with some presumable buffs from his passives here and there. Otherwise, his DPS and high damage and stuff are mainly coming from his crit rate and crit damage. Now he's doing crit damage, and this crit damage is going to keep going up by 10% per wave. And I'm pretty sure there's a point where Broly stops gaining crit damage, but he can definitely reach past 2x crit damage. Another thing I want to mention is that if you guys remember Dante, Broly is basically like that except much, much better. I'm saying this since their damage and the way they shine is from their crits, just like Dante and Broly. Alright, so I want to get some buffs going for Broly, but this is his stats right now with no buffs from other units. Welp, he got deleted, but Griffith buff is now active. Awesome, he's doing 350k damage with Griffith's 40% damage buff, and 475k with Griffith buff, and Broly's damage 50% damage buff. And now he's doing 600k from another 50% damage buff. Now let's activate Silver Sword for a 25% damage buff. Damn, 663k damage. Imagine this with his ability. The crit damage would go crazy. Now let's add the Dragon Slayer buff. Sheesh, a whopping 700k damage. Scratching a mill right there, but the 40% buff from the Dragon Slayer should make him do more damage than this, I think, but I'm not sure. This is a lot of buffs added on him so far. I'm just gonna try the Kagaya buff, see how that goes. It's still at 700k. Maybe we can't use multiple buffs altogether or stack up a whole bunch of buffs at once. But I'm not sure. It's either that or I did something wrong. All in all, I think Broly is a very, very viable and a versatile all-around unit. It's mainly because of how he's not only able to do these insane damage from his crit, he's also able to provide support, specifically to the Unbound units. He's able to buff Unbound units like Goblin Slayer, Guts, Aizen, and much more right now and in the future for Unbound elements by giving them extra crit rate and crit damage. So let me know in the comments, what do you guys think of this new Vanguard unit? Did you guys like update 8.5? Because I certainly did. It was very enjoyable, except I wasn't expecting Broly to be this easy to obtain, especially as a Vanguard. By the time this video is uploaded, many people would have already put their thoughts on Broly being basically at the top of the meta right now. This video is another late upload again, but I had a lot of other things to deal with, so catching up on my content was pretty difficult. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, consider subscribing for more content like these. And your boy, Royal Courtier, out.